Anyways, that first panel is looking pretty good. We move on to the next panel. This one's going to be much simpler. First one's an establishing shot. There's a bunch going on, but this one's nice and simple. I'm going to use the marquee tool, the select tool there, so I can kind of cordon off that one panel, because I don't want my stuff to be spilling over the other panels. And I'm going to start again with the darks. I'm just doing mostly vertical lines here to give the impression that there's some perspective going on. It's kind of enhancing the idea that Brody is trying to pull him up from the cliff. There we go. I'm going to do some light now. Ooh, see that? That didn't look so good. Let me cover that up a bit. See what I mean, though? It's you know, if you don't like it, no problem. Just grab a darker color, go over top of it a little bit. You know, work the background. There we go. Starting to look better. Go even darker. A bigger brush. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to kind of lay in a chunk of black right there. See? And you know, see, it looks like now it's a nice deep hole behind him. There we go. I'm going to move on to the next one. This one should be pretty straightforward. Just going to add some suggestion of a cave. Need a smaller brush. Start with the darks again. There we go. Yeah, just kind of slightly curved vertical lines, just suggesting a cave wall. Slowly working the color. There we go. Grab some lighter color. Work that in a little bit as well. I mean, this is mostly about practice, but you know, just not doing too much. Whoops. There we go. Not trying to do too much, just enough to get the idea across. I mean, the comic's about the characters, not the background. So now here you can see that bloom from the candles is making it so I can't really see this darkness. I'm going to have to go darker. Really dark, all the way to black. There we go. Okay. Let's add some behind there. Ooh. Don't like that. Whoops. Hang on. There we go. That one line's a little bit harsh. There we go. I want it to be kind of a gentle flow. There we go. You know, just adding some darkness, adding some texture. And there we go. Background's all done. Didn't take much. A couple of tricks in there. And yeah. All that's left now is for some text and some word bubbles. So time for text and word bubbles. Now, there's a bunch of different ways you can make word bubbles, but I found one that works pretty well. It's nice and simple. And you can see right there, that is the level I'm turning on and off is my comic panels level, like the framing. Now, I'm going to be working on top of that for the word bubbles. So I create a new level directly on top of my comic panel framing. And I'm going to use the text tool, obviously. Ooh, that's very large. I'm going to drop the size down. There we go. That's about right. And I'm going to paste in the text from another file. I've started typing up my text in a word processor because I am a terrible speller. And that's pretty much going to, hopefully that's going to solve it for me. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of trying to organize the text into kind of a circle shape. That's pretty good. You can see, you know, kind of small at the top, big in the middle, small at the bottom. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the level below that. Sometimes I'll create a new level below the text just to make sure I'm putting it in the right spot. And I'm actually going to use the shape tool, which is directly below the text. You can see it's probably a little circle. It is right now for me. And yeah, so use the shape tool and throw in the word bubble. I'm going to change the color from black to kind of a mid-range color so I can see the text. There we go. See, threw in a shape that should roughly cover it. It's not quite right. The nice thing about shapes is you can do Control T for transform, and you can adjust it. See, make it a little wider, a little shorter, and yeah, it's looking pretty good. Okay, so the next step is the tail. This is the part that most people have a little bit of trouble with, but I have discovered a pretty easy way to do it. Use the pen tool. It's directly to the left of the shape tool. The very first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do your first click right around where you want the tip of the tail to be. So probably pointing towards the character's mouth. There you go. The next one, this is where it gets a little tricky. So you want to click the next point inside right there, but you want to click, hold, and drag the line. What that's going to do is that's going to give you that. It will, the further you drag it, the more curved it will be. And click again to the left of that. Now the third click, click to join the original tip, and again, click and drag. And what that's going to do is it'll give you a little tail. It'll be a lot easier when you do it yourself, so give it a shot. But that works out pretty good. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on the little color swatch over on the layers level, and that can allow me to instantly change the color of the shape to black. Then I'm going to merge these two layers together, so now it's no longer a vector shape, now it's an actual chunk of color. Now I've selected the shape, and I'm going to go to Select, Modify, and Contract. Now you see there's a little contract window, and I'm going to contract it by about 6 points. That's what I like to do. Next I'm going to switch to white, and I'm going to fill that area with white. And there we go. That's it. Pretty straightforward way to do it. It's pretty fast too. It doesn't require you having to draw the circle out. Works pretty well.